Jordan, I gotta get this all over to Max here. I gotta make him believe what's happened. That I'm Joe Pendleton. Isn't there some way you can make yourself seen just until I can make him understand?
You can do it yourself. Try.
I can? Mm-hmm. Max! You gotta believe I'm your Joe. Look, remember all those trips that I used to make twice a week between Jersey and Omaha? Well, the last trip, something went flu. And the guy who was just here, who you can't see on account that you're not dead yet, pulled a boner and took my body before I was dead. Now he's gotta make good. You get it?
Sure, I get it. Now I'll tell you what you ought to get. A doctor, and the best there is.
Look, Max, I'm gonna make you believe me if I have to pound you into a jelly. How would I know all about this, Joe, if I wasn't him? You got 40% of me.
Oh, I have I? That's pretty nice. But when did you give me 40% each?
Since that time in Astoria, when you saw me put away Butcher Boy Mackenzie. You told me I had color. That was what the fans wanted. You know, like the Manasseh Mauler. Oh, and you got a sister named Rose who ain't married yet, but she's got 3 kids and...
Hey, pipe down on that. Somebody might hear. How do you know about my family?
Because I'm Joe, and I can tell you a lot more. Like, for instance, that night on the trip to Albany when your wife, Lena, caught you.
Say, who in the hell are you anyway?
I'm Joe, you idiot. I'm in Farnsworth's body because I couldn't get back into mine on account of you being in such a hurry to burn it, you big stiff. This ought to prove it to you. Remember this?
Sure. That's Joe's. Poor Joe.
Oh, cut the phony tears. This ought to prove to you that I'm telling the truth.
Well, where'd you get it?
It's mine, I tell you. Look, I'll play you something like you always love to hear me play.
It's like he's coming back from the dead.
Now do you believe me? You think Farnsworth could play like that? Come on. Oh, and do you remember our old drip? Ah! Joe! He knows me! Max! I want to check.
Of course. On what bank, sir?
Huh?
What bank? Chase, National City, Chemical, First Trust?
Have I got money in all them banks?
But of course, sir.
Well, where have I got the most? This is a big check.
How big, sir?
20,000.
You're joking.
Ah, it's too much. Can't you fix it for less?
Not a cent less.
Look, 20,000 it is. Maybe you'll have to take it out of 4 or 5 banks for all that money.
Your account in each bank runs into hundreds of thousands, sir.
It does. Gee.
To whose order shall I draw the check?
To him.
The name, please?
Max Levine.
Levene.
Will you sign it?
He wants me to sign it.
Go ahead.
I can get 20 years for this.
It's perfectly all right.
Look, I'm in enough trouble already. If I get gummed up
You
anymore...
won't.
All right, you stick back at me. How do you spell Farnsworth?
Really, Mr. F?
Just spell it.
F-A-R-N-S-W-O-R-T-H.
Thanks. T-H-S... No, never mind. Here goes. Jeez, I've never written like this before. It's rolling right out.
Is that all, sir?
Yes, that is all. Do you like fighters? Professional fighters, that is.
I don't know. I've never met one.
Yes, you have. You just did. A pretty good one, but you don't know it. But what I want to say is, someday, pretty soon now, a fighter will come up to you and say, "Hello, Betty," and act as if he's seen you before. Well, when he does, don't get sore. Give him a chance, because he'll be an all right guy and a pretty good egg. And well, what I want to say is, now that I've met you, I don't ever want to lose you. And when I'm somebody else...
Well, hello, Miss Logan. I see that you and my husband
I'm not your husband.
Really, Jonathan?
We're not married.
What?
Not spiritually.
Okay. The Chemical National...
Well, Mr. Jordan, I'm sure glad you're here. Did you see the fight?
Yes, Joe. You did a nice job. You made Murdoch very happy. He's grateful to you.
How is it?
Fine, fine.
Swell.
You fought beautifully, cleanly, scientifically. You make a nod.
I'm back in my old form again.
This is your niche, Joe. This is where you belong, where you were meant to be. World champion.
Not me. Murdoch is. Now, I'm glad I did it for him, but get me out of this.
Joe,
Yeah?
the registrar couldn't do anything with Farnsworth.
You mean I can't have him back?
Farnsworth is adamant.
Jeez, Mr. Jordan. What's gonna happen to me? And Betty?
You won't be cheated, Joe. Nobody is really. Eventually all things work out. There's a design in everything. The wing of an insect, the bill of a bird, the eye of an eagle. Everything has a perfect balance. It's no good grafting one tree or flower into another of a different nature. The lines of distinction are clear, the limitations inflexible. You and Murdoch are one. You belong to each other. This is your life, your destiny. You're back now on your own road.
Nix. It's no good without Betty. I don't want those 60 years if I can't have her.
You'll have everything that was ordained for
I
you.
don't want anything else. Come in my room in half an hour and drink some rye bread. Really? That's my white Whiteside, I'm here to spend Christmas with you.
No, I feel too silly now.
Lorraine, in that single moment you approached the epitome of your art, and you should not be ashamed of it. You asked me once what I wanted for a Christmas present, Lorraine. All I want now is the memory of you in that mummy case.
Marina, I'm all choked up. Dust, thou art. Dust unto dust.
Eureka!
Oh, there's service for you.
We should go right to there.
Oh, sure, she'll be fine. I'll let her off as soon as we get on the plane. She'll get to right now. Ah!